Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Giants and for the entire NFC East. Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade that would see Derrick Henry, yes, the Tennessee Titans' star running back, making his way to the Big Apple, specifically to the New York Giants. This isn't just speculation. Sources close to the situation indicate that there's serious momentum behind this move. Reports from some of the most trusted insiders like Adam Schefter suggest that negotiations are advancing, and others like Rossini have confirmed that an agreement is nearly in place, though nothing has been officially announced yet. It's the kind of news Giants fans have been waiting for, something that could shake up the entire league and re-energize our offense in a big way. Let's be real here, Derrick Henry isn't just any running back. He's a freight train, a literal powerhouse on the field who can change the complexion of a game with his sheer force and ability to break tackles. His stats speak volumes. Over 10, 0 rushing yards in his career, more than 100 rushing touchdowns, and a reputation as one of the most dominant backs in the league. In 2025, Henry ran for an incredible 512 yards, averaging nearly 89 yards per game, with 14 touchdowns and a 5.0 yards per carry average across 17 games. That's the kind of production that can elevate a team's ground game from solid to elite. Not to mention his receiving numbers, 28 catches for 212 yards and a touchdown, showing he's capable of contributing in the passing game as well. His yards after catch, YAC, of 156 yards and his high PFF grade of 89.6 indicate a player who's not just powerful but also effective and consistent. Now, why would the Giants want to trade for Henry? Well, for starters, our offensive line has struggled to establish a consistent run game, and that's been a problem all season. Singletary has done a decent job, rushing for around 800 yards, but he's not the game changer we need. Henry brings that game-changing ability, a guy who can carry the load and make defenses respect the run. The Giants are sitting on roughly $40 million in cap space, giving us the flexibility to add a star like Henry without immediately hampering our other offseason plans. The Titans, on the other hand, are looking at a rebuild after a 9-8 season in 2025, especially with their cap situation being negative by around $35 million. They're likely eyeing a rebuild, perhaps trading away their star to stockpile draft picks, and the Giants could be the perfect landing spot for Henry, especially if we're willing to include a first-round pick in 2027. This trade makes a lot of strategic sense for the Giants. Our rushing attack has been underwhelming. Just look at the numbers. We rank near the bottom in rushing yards per game, and our offensive line hasn't quite been able to open enough lanes for our backs. Adding Henry would immediately upgrade our run game and open up our entire offense. Think about the possibilities. Play-action passing becomes that much more dangerous when defenses have to respect Derrick Henry pounding the ball up the middle. His presence alone would draw safeties closer, freeing up our receivers and tight ends downfield. It's the kind of upgrade that could turn our offense into a nightmare for opposing defenses, especially in late-game situations where we need to grind out wins. And speaking of impact, let's put some numbers into perspective. In 2025, Henry's rushing yards, 512 in a season, are comparable to some of the best performances in recent Giants history. If he joins us, projections suggest he could surpass 600 yards, making him the centerpiece of our offense. His EPA per rush, expected points added, indicates he's not just a volume runner but a highly efficient one, adding around +0.18 EPA per carry. That's significant because it means every carry by Henry is generating more value than average. His ability to consistently pick up yards after contact, his YAC of 156 yards, means he's not just running straight ahead but breaking tackles and extending plays. When you combine this with the fact that he's in great shape after avoiding injuries in 2025, playing 95% of the snaps without missing time, he's a healthy, reliable weapon. Now, let's compare him to what we currently have. Our running back room, led by Singletary, has been decent but lacks that explosive element that Henry brings. His career averages are eye-popping, over 1.0 rushing yards per season, 4 Pro Bowls, and a reputation as a dominant force. With Henry in the fold, the Giants' ground game could see a dramatic boost. His yards per carry, around 5.0 in 2025, would be a massive upgrade over our current backs, and defenses would have to game plan around him constantly. That opens up our entire playbook. We could see a plus 25% boost in EPA per rush, which is huge for an offense that's been inconsistent at times. It's like giving Daniel Jones and our receivers a new set of tools. Suddenly, our offense becomes more unpredictable and harder to stop. Think about the effect on our offense's identity. With Henry leading the charge, we could become a true run-first team again, leaning on the ground game to control the clock and wear down defenses. That's been the hallmark of great Giants teams in the past, establishing a physical run game that sets up play action and deep shots downfield. It's no coincidence that teams like the 2007 Giants or even the 2011 squad thrived on a strong ground game, and Henry could help us channel that same identity. Plus, his presence would give us a reliable option for short yardage situations and goal line carries, areas where we've struggled at times this season. And let's not forget about the playoff implications. A player like Henry can be a difference maker in January, especially with his ability to carry the rock 20-25 times per game and break through defenses when it matters most. His addition could turn us from a decent playoff contender into a legitimate NFC powerhouse. We're already seeing teams like the Eagles and Cowboys invest heavily in their rosters, and adding Henry would be our answer to that kind of firepower. Vegas odds have already shifted. Initially, the Giants were considered long shots at plus 15-0 to win the Super Bowl. But with a move like this, those odds could tighten significantly, maybe even dropping to plus 500 or better. That's a serious statement of intent from the Giants' front office and a sign to the rest of the league that we're not messing around anymore. Of course, nothing in the NFL comes without questions. The Titans might want a hefty price, and we have to consider cap implications and how this move fits into our long-term plans. But the potential upside is enormous. This isn't just a short-term fix. It's about reshaping our offense and reestablishing ourselves as a team that's built to compete at the highest level. With Daniel Jones at quarterback and a revamped offensive line, the addition of Derrick Henry could be the missing piece that transforms our season from good to great. Looking at the bigger picture, this move would send shockwaves through the NFC East. The Eagles and Cowboys are already high-powered teams, and if the Giants land Henry, suddenly our offense becomes one of the most dangerous in the league. It's about creating mismatches, forcing defenses to respect our run game, and opening up opportunities for our talented receivers like Neighbors, who's been developing nicely and grades out at 90. 1 PFF. Henry's presence would be a game-changer, making us a more balanced and unpredictable offense, and giving our defense a breather while we control the clock. So what's the final word here? Well, if this trade goes through, it could be one of the most impactful moves in recent Giants history. It's about building an elite ground game, a true rushing king like Derrick Henry, who's proven time and again that he can carry a team. This kind of move isn't just about winning a few games. It's about setting a new tone for the franchise, reestablishing our identity, and giving us a real shot at contending deep into the postseason. It's exciting to think about what this could mean for the Giants, and for our fans who have been craving that dominant, physical style of football. If we pull this off, it's going to be a season to remember. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Do you think Derrick Henry is the missing piece that could finally push us over the top? Would you trade a first-round pick in 2027 for a player of his caliber? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this franchise. We're all in this together, and I'll be back soon with more updates and insider info, so stay tuned for the latest Giants news. Remember, this isn't just about one player or one trade. It's about building a team that's ready to fight for a Super Bowl, and with moves like this, the sky's the limit. Let's go Giants!